Hello, it's world. Maybe make commenting things.
I don't know if anyone's there yet because we're not on the page. So we have no way of knowing. There's no other way. It says I don't even have an event scheduled. Oh, how about I click on live now? There we go. There we go. I bet we're coming.
Hello.
Here we come. Look, it's us.
Oh, hello. Oh, look, there they are.
Us.
There is all the babies.
Is good.
Hi.
People are asking questions about the dog. That's great. Winter is a really good puppy. Is she still in the room?
No, we ate the dog.
Oh, sure. She gets really excited. We've had a lot of people over, and I can't tell if she's like putting on a show because she thinks maybe these are the people who might adopt her because she gets moved from house to house so much. But
Well, you heard what Raquel says about dogs, right?
no.
She goes, dogs are emotionally slutty.
Oh, sure.
That's a pretty fair way of looking at it, I guess.
I suppose. So
Let's fight.
let's fight.
Let's have some fight.
Let's cast some fight. Ron, you still on your phone?
Yep.
What are you doing?
No, now I'm done.
Okay, good. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get started.
Let's get.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Fightcast.
Welcome to Listcast, everyone.
Oh, yeah, Listcast.
List fight.
Let's
cast.
I said
cast about
Fightcast
fights.
instead.
Say list kite.
That's because we're talking about fights.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hey, you're from Boston, man. You gotta be
Christ.
careful when you say stuff like that.
Whoa.
Whoa. I think I should turn my phone off for one thing. I've been lecturing people about that all
Can we
night.
get like another guest? One that doesn't throw such slurs.
What, like-
no,
like
I
Boston
looked.
night?
All the guests we had were really slur heavy
Yeah.
Oh,
for tonight, so we just had to go with the best we could do.
That's
Hey,
right.
how's
Hey.
everyone doing?
Guts.
Pretty good.
You're guts.
We just got back from Victorville last night with
Woo!
Keith Carey, Ed Greer, Anna Valenzuela, and myself.
Wow.
And it was, I thought it would go terrible, and it went great. Everybody had fantastic sets.
Sex?
Sex. Everybody had
Everyone had
fantastic
fantastic
sex.
sex?
really
With
great
all
sex.
the people in Victorville. No, not at all.
Interesting.
We all just did comedy and then left immediately.
That was great. He was like, no sex.
No, I didn't know. Girls are gross.
Who did you talk to?
I have a lady. Thank you very much.
Someone says the room layout changed. Nah, not really. We just
it
moved
didn't.
cameras around.
Maybe shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Stop having opinions about things.
Fucking nosy idiot.
Stop
yeah.
being.
Hold on. Hey, Angie. I know you're not a waiter, but is there any chance I can get some water?
And me too, please.
And maybe Ron? I'll get it. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, go get it,
I
Jeff.
just didn't want to interrupt the thing. I just didn't want to interrupt the thing.
We can
By
just
doing what you just did?
Okay.
we can just start over.
Yeah, let's just start over.
We'll just start over when
We
Jeff
will get
gets
thirsty.
back. I feel like you will because there's going to be a lot of jibber jabber.
Can I say before we even get started that it was definitely a hard decision putting this together because there's a lot of scenes I left out that could replace literally any of the ones I'm gonna have.
I still have 6 in my head right
Yeah, yeah.
now. I'm
Same with me.
still like figuring out how to pare down or decide which one to go with.
Yeah, I didn't include some Jet Li that I wanted to include, but
Spoilers.
yeah.
It's fucking spoilers. It's gonna let everyone know.
Kidding, guys. It's gonna be 6 Jet Li.
All Jet Lis.
I only have 5, and I'm doing 6 Jet Lis.
Isn't there a really great fight between Dolph Lundgren and Jet Li
That was
in,
actually
in
one
the
of the ones-
first
Unbreak. No.
what is it? The Expendables.
The
Expendables.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
wasn't that like
fantastic
a
fight
really
scene.
great fight scene?
Yeah, especially because at one point he maneuvers Dolph Lundgren into a really small space and he keeps hitting his head and shit.
That's great. Well, that was actually one of the hardest parts about this whole process was the idea of like I was like, oh, this scene, and then I'm like, nope, 30 people in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were quite a few that I ended up having to, like, once I watched the scene, it's like, there's one extra person
Yeah,
there.
I was watching the like kind of like cutting through the Ip Man series, and I'm like, he doesn't fight one dude more than once
Almost
per movie.
ever.
It's always like, here's me and an entire gang that I humiliate.
I mean, he fights Mike Tyson,
Oh, and the
which
third
actually
one,
is a pretty
it's a
good
pretty
fight
good
scene.
fight. Yeah, maybe it made it onto my list. Oh yeah, of course. That's right. I forgot.
Thank you. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
I do like that she's like the Vern for Ernest. Like you'll never see her, but she'll always be like the perspective of the camera. Sometimes.
Oh, look at this amazing coaster. Do you guys sell these coasters?
We do not, but maybe we will someday.
Maybe you should.
Those were just a
What do you
studio,
think, audience members? How cool is
Yeah.
this? Can they see it?
Those were a studio warming gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be able to see them. There's a little delay, so you won't see yourself
Self-seen.
showing
There's
it to the
these
people
ones,
for
too.
a while.
Oh, those are cool too.
Yeah.
Jen Scott designed those. Shout out to Jen Scott.
Jen Scott's right.
Jen Scott.
No.
No, is that not how it works?
No, that was good.
All right, so should we get started again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get started.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Listcast.
Welcome to Listcast, motherfucker.
Yeah, welcome to Listcast.
Tips?
Welcome to Listcast.
Got any tips? Lists? Got any lists?
to the Listcast.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Very good.
Fantastical.
Hey, I'm doing great.
Very good.
I've been watching movie fights on the YouTubes today.
We are talking about best one-on-one movie fights today.
Yeah. It's
gonna
such
be-
I like this niche.
It's a good topic. It was
Yeah.
Ron Swallow's idea. He's also a guest.
Thank you.
How
Yeah.
great would it have been if I just used his idea and was like, I feel like I have some other people.
Get
who
Ed
work better
Greer for
this.
it.
Ed would be great at this too.
We tried to get Ed Greer, and he was off doing work things.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo.
He's doing a show where people who might actually change his career will watch him. So,
Gross.
yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Gonna get fired.
Jeff's also here. Jeff
Hey,
May.
hi, it's me, Jeff May, from For Making Comedy Podcasts.
You don't have to do that.
This is my voice now. Don't have actual accent.
I like it. It's good.
Thank
Great.
you.
It makes me like you even more.
So this is an exciting topic.
You know what I noticed too? Is
What'd you notice?
Because like I don't want to preview, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but a lot of stuff that I thought would make it on didn't even make it on. As I look through, and
Yeah.
that I'm really excited about. the
Yeah, I
stuff
feel
that
like we
comes
could
through.
do like 3 or 4 of these and still
Yeah.
Yeah.
get a bunch of great fights.
I tried to go
out of it.
really unconventional with
Yeah.
a lot of mine.
What I need to happen is everybody who's watching, as soon as we name something, open a second tab and watch that scene on YouTube.
You should definitely try to do that if you can.
Well, there's that.
Because some of them you might not even know.
You can mute it,
Right.
but like, I feel like everyone should have access to these. You should see them because I know a lot of these are going to be people who are like, I didn't
Yeah.
see this,
One
and
of
they're
mine's
so
5
good.
minutes
The
long.
problem is there's
yeah,
there's
exactly.
There's that they're 5 minutes long, and also when we play videos on live streams,
Oh,
we get all sorts of copyright.
Oh, no, I meant
Issues.
the people at home.
No, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's why we're not playing them
Yeah.
on here.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
we would never.
never.
But listen to the podcast version, and we might just put the sound underneath. So let's go through the rules quick for anyone who's never listened to this podcast before. We each brought 5 picks for best one-on-one fight scene in movie goddamn history. We're going to go through our picks one at a time, explain why we picked it, why we think it deserves a spot on a list of the 5 best one-on-one movie fight scenes of all time.
Yeah.
That will take us to a list of 15, at which point we will each kick 2 off the list. That brings us down to 9. Someone's got to do our save. What word should someone in the audience message to us?
Fist.
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 First person to say fist
I like it.
in the comments gets to do our save. And God damn it, don't go away once we start.
Yeah, if you leave, you're
Recording.
a real prick.
Tony Kim message retracted.
Yeah, there's probably state secrets or something.
Oh, makes sense.
Anyone? Fist. Who is it?
Ann Bankston.
Ann Bankston followed by Chris L. So if Ann Bankston falls off the face of the earth, Chris L., you're up. So thanks, Ann. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I will cede to the guest.
All right, and now I got to decide what order. I think I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do Brandon Lee versus Al Leong in rapid fire.
That is a deep cut.
Yeah. This fight's first off. If you don't know Al Leong, that guy. If I'm saying his name right,
How do you spell
Her name is
his
Ali
name?
Wong.
it's it's Al Leong. And he's in every martial arts movies in the early 90s and 80s as the Asian dude with a goatee who looks kind of badass.
Is he the guy with the bad eye and everything?
He might
Is that
be,
that
yeah.
big muscular dude?
No, he's not.
Oh.
He's not big and muscular. He's
Not
like
that guy
a
from
he's-
Bloodsport?
He's like a slim dude.
And what's the name of the
And
movie?
he's super fast. It's Rapid Fire, and it's one of the best. It's very Wing Chun because a lot of the movements are like bam, bam, and it's super fast.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Did you get the bam?
Yeah.
Bam.
If you know
like
Wing Chun,
like a badass flamenco dancer.
sort of. And Brandon Lee, for sure, would have been one of the best action stars if he hadn't died in The Crow. So
Yeah.
It's a bummer to be killed by that movie.
But the thing is, he did. Yeah. Right.
I like that movie, and I will not have you say bad things about it.
I put it on we did a list cast of most overrated 90s movies. And I think
I
it
was
was
not there for that one. But.
Yeah, I think it was number 1 on my list.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. It's cool. It's okay for you to be wrong.
The soundtrack was dope.
It's soundtrack was very dope.
Yeah.
It's a good soundtrack.
Brandon Lee was great.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, I just don't know this movie whatsoever.
Except for getting murdered on
I mean,
shit.
that fight scene
idiot.
specifically was really, really good. Everything else is pretty decent, but that one is spot on.
All right.
It's so good you did the pizza guy, the pizza box guy. Like,
I wonder if anybody else knows it.
That's the taste, the
that's
fight,
so
the
nice.
scene. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. I don't know.
my brother said it was 1 minute and 49 seconds on YouTube.
It's about that.
Okay, there you go. Okay, that's good. Ready for me?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to pick one of my heavy hitters to open with. This is probably one of my favorite fight scenes to watch because it's so perfectly mixed between like a gritty, violent fight as well as sort of like a tight martial arts fight, and that is The Bride versus Elle Driver.
What's going
No clue what
on?
that
Sorry,
is.
I
What are you
accidentally
doing?
pushed my.
How dare you? The fucking trailer fight. When they fight after
yeah.
Bud gets killed by the Black Mamba, and when she finds out, and they just fucking brutally fight each other. It's like there's throwing the tobacco spit cup in the face and the head in the toilet.
Yeah.
And it's like all this like really great action in such a tight, compact little fight.
That is good.
And it's what's interesting too, and I hate to be that guy, but it's like you're seeing these two badass, kind of like lanky blonde women brutally destroying each other, like totally subverting the idea of what these women have been doing with their careers all previously.
Yeah.
Like before Kill Bill, you know, both of these actresses were very sort of like considered these dainty and very like
Right.
almost like porcelain. And it's just like show me a more gritty fight scene than that.
It is a pretty gritty fight.
And the ending, I hate to like be the guy that like ends it, but it's such a very like 70s where she's like, I killed your master, and she just plucks her fucking eye out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was sick.
It's so brutal and it makes you feel so uncomfortable. And I think that's like there are fight scenes that we're gonna come on here that you're like, I respect the skill and the style and everything. I respect how disturbing and uncomfortable this fight makes me feel and how realistic it feels for such an unrealistic thing.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
So there we go.
My first pick, I'm going to go, if anything on my list is going to get cut, it's almost everything. But but this is one, I feel like nobody in the world saw this movie except me. And that movie is Colombiana, which was a movie about Zoe Saldana, not about Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana plays the lead character, and her family is...
What color is she painted in this?
She is purple in Colombiana, and her family is murdered by a drug cartel when she's a child, and she dedicates her life to when she becomes an adult, hunting this drug cartel down and fucking destroying them. It's kind of like Munich,
Yeah, okay, I like that.
in that way. And the final fight scene it's one of my favorite endings to a fight scene. There's a lot of it's between her name is Catalea in the movie, and Marco is like the main boss. He shows up at the end, and this fight scene happens. Some of the best use of improvised like weaponry. She uses towels to fucking fight this dude
It's very
off.
Jackie Chan the
Yeah.
way it's done.
Yeah, I
like-
watched it. You showed me it.
Toothbrushes. She stabs a motherfucker with a toothbrush. But then
That's anybody in prison does that. Come on.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then that final moment when she has knocked this gun into the bathtub, and now he's in the bathtub. He picks the gun up. She dives on him, fucking drops the clip from the gun, pulls the slide mechanism off, and stabs him in the fucking throat.
It was awesome. Although this might
Fucking
just
loved it.
my opinion about this one, and it's actually something I know from stuntmen that talk about fight scenes. Is there's a lot of cuts in it, and the reason there's a lot of cuts is it means be careful, cuts. The reason there's a lot of cuts in it is that I said cunt, you guys. I got to admit that. It was an accident, but I said it.
You're allowed to say that on here.
What'd you say?
Yeah, cunt. I think I actually said it plural too. So I actually said cunts. All right. Anyways, hey guys.
Doing a bit.
So stuntmen talk about if one of the actors doesn't look like they know how to fight, they have to do a lot of cuts because they have to use the stunt person for the entire fight scene. So one of them, and I'm going to assume it was the dude,
Probably.
doesn't know how to
Sexist.
look like, doesn't know how to fight. A reason a lot of the Matt Damon things are like that is because apparently Matt Damon has a really hard time looking like he knows how to fight.
Well,
Yeah.
movie fighting and real fighting are so drastically different. And I know, like, when Damon was doing the Bourne stuff, I know he did a lot of, like, boxing and MMA, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's so hard to then relate that to stage fighting.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a lot of people getting hurt.
Yeah. So Colombiana,
There it is.
one of you is going to cut it. That's fine.
But it's you're going to bat for
It
something
was
that
awesome.
you love.
Well, it's just
It's super creative. The thing that I really liked about it, because in a real fight, they talk about like one of the things when you're training to fight people, the thing they talk about is find a weapon.
yeah.
Like if there's somebody really trying to hurt you, if there's a weapon around, you should be using that weapon.
Yeah,
And
and
she grabs so many cool things off the floor, just like
This is one of at least two movies on the list that either no one will have like a lot of people didn't see, or people are going to hear me name the movie and go, "It's a terrible fucking movie, a really bad movie." But I stand by it. God damn it! But Colombiana is not a bad movie. If you've never seen it, it's entertaining as fuck. Go
I'll
watch
check it out.
Go see Zoe Saldana stab a dude in the neck with a gun. All right, Ron Swallow, what's your next pick?
I am gonna go with Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. Star Wars, obviously.
Well, which one?
Return of the Jedi.
There it is.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? Well, yeah, it's this one movie that came out in 1983, I believe, or was it?
I saw it in theaters, yo.
Yeah, I saw it in the drive-in theater, and
Me and Ron
so
are
that means
old.
I didn't hear anything.
You guys had sex at the drive-in when you were children.
I
Yeah.
fucked Ron.
Yeah, it was gross.
It was weird.
I mean,
Go
I
on.
kind of liked it. Let's be honest. So I really like that fight scene. The fight scene itself is just okay. The sword fighting and all that stuff. It's the thing that's amazing about that scene is just that it's the culmination of everything. It's the
cum shot of the whole.
It really is. It's the money shot 100% because it's pushing Luke to almost go to the dark side the entire time, and you can see he's almost on that point.
What's interesting about that is you can't. It's more than just seeing it though, because they did a really great job with color and silhouettes in that. But
Absolutely.
the music, like John Williams,
so
really
good.
nailed that specific.
Agreed. I'm literally getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah,
Fucking nerd.
it's true.
Paul May says, very good pick, Adam. I guess I do have time to read some comments. That's fine. Jeff was conceived at a drive-in. It's my first memory.
Who's actually the funniest
Thanks,
May?
Paul.
Paul?
Oh,
yeah.
my brother's way funnier than
Yeah,
me.
Paul's the
I
funniest.
stand by that
May.
a million times over. He just also
Yeah.
had kids like a fucking idiot.
What a dipshit.
Now he has to support
Well, now he's ruined his
kids
life.
with a real job.
What the fuck? What an idiot.
That's fucking dumb.
Tool.
So that's a good pick.
That's not get. I already know that's not getting voted off. Like that's
Yeah.
there's no way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
of
such a
course not.
that's such an important scene too. Like
It's an iconic scene.
you can't say the culminating scene of the biggest movie of all time. Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Good pick. Jeff,
All right.
what do you got next?
I'm going to go with. So I went grim. I went gritty. I've noticed I'm doing all chick fights. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. There's actually there were two scenes that I had to go with these two characters. Their scenes are so good. It's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and it's Zhang Ziyi and Michelle Yeoh.
I am really getting a workout trying to type these names. Michelle Yeoh, I can nail.
Yeoh, and then Zhang Ziyi is
Thank you.
Chang. I believe it's Ziyi. And there's two fights. One of them I actually discounted, and it was the first one I thought of, the one where Zhang Ziyi steals the Green Destiny dressed as the ninja.
Oh, yeah.
That's a chase scene.
Yeah.
It's actually not as much of a fight as it is a chase
Have
scene.
you guys done chase scenes before?
We haven't
Or
yet,
car
but
chase?
it's already in my...
Oh, that would be a good
it's
one.
I already put that in my...
Yeah.
So there's it's basically... Zhang Ziyi's character has the Green Destiny. It's considered the greatest sword of all time. It's a sword of legend. It's basically an unbeatable weapon.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh and Zhang Ziyi's character is essentially like this prodigy, this martial arts prodigy in the she's a wildfire and she's hard. You can't tame her, and she's like kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh, on the other hand, is this like very wise and very practiced. She's better.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have the weapon. So she's using all these other weapons, and it's basically these two women going to town, and it's Michelle Yeoh showing how fucking amazing she is with every weapon that is conceived.
Yeah.
She's going at her with swords, and they're doing all, and she's kind of like she's winning, but then the Green Destiny just breaks all whatever.
Yeah.
So she's like kind of humiliating this girl, but then she's like, I just don't have the better weapon.
Yeah.
And they go through everything. There's small clubs, large clubs, there's swords, there's those like the kai, the long kai, and it's like and there's there's a
chain.
spear with the dart on it and everything, and it's just expertly wielded. And there's a lot of flips. It's very graceful. It's very, very acrobatic, but it's also so skilled in how the fight choreography goes. Like I can't
It's a
picture
good one.
choreography being better than this specifically.
It's a good
as
one.
far as all the like the wire work plus the practical stuff. There's a scene where she's got the spear and she keeps stabbing, and Zhang Ziyi's character is rolling around the spear as it's coming right at her like 5 times, and she's just going around it, and it's missing her by centimeters.
Yeah.
And it's so perfect. God damn it, that's so good.
Yeah, agreed.
It's so, and there's
The
that
whole
little
movie's
There's the
amazing.
funny part where she takes the big club and she comes after her, and she just like falls backwards because it's so heavy, and just fucking ditches it and goes and runs, so it gets a smaller club.
Paul May says the music in that scene is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't remember the music in that scene.
Oh, I think he might be talking about Star Wars too.
No, no, he's talking about mine.
Oh, okay. The music is.
I don't
good.
know the music from Star Wars either.
Yeah.
I've never.
The music in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is.
It is
amazing.
really, really well done. And that was, I had to dissect a lot of fights in there because there's also the treetop fight between Chow Yun Fat.
Oh, the treetop
But
fight.
this one's much better. That one is a very good art. That's like watching a painting.
Yeah.
But this is just such a beautiful piece of martial arts
And a showcase
skill.
of somebody's ability to use every weapon.
Yeah, and also a showcase of somebody who was unheard of to American audiences.
Yeah.
Like Chow Yun Fat at least had a slight American push. He was in the Replacement Killers before that and everything. Like people knew who he was. He was actually the reason the movie got sold in American audiences. But Jesus Christ, Michelle Yeoh does so well in there, and that created like her American career. She was in. What movie was she in with? Was she in one of the Rush Hours? I think too.
Yeah,
I
she
couldn't
was
even spell her
she was
name,
in one of
dude.
the Rush Hours.
Yeah. Anyway, it's so good. It's
good
so
pick.
like I watched it 3 times today.
That is a good pick. For my next pick, I am going to kind of change course a little and go with a comedy. I'm going to go with the final fight between Sean William Scott and Liev Schreiber in Goon.
Wouldn't be a list cast without Goon.
Goon!
I don't
feel
actually
like,
know this at all. I wish we'd watched that one.
I feel like Goon is the unofficial movie of this podcast.
The man likes Goon. It's a good movie. It's great.
It's a great movie. But
Tell me about it.
Well, what have you never seen Goon
I've
at all?
never heard of it or seen it.
Well, that's insane. It's one of the most underrated movies of the 2000s. One of the best sports movies ever.
Okay.
Sean William Scott, of all people, plays a kind of washed-up hockey enforcer. And I can't explain the entire movie.
Well,
to
he's
you,
not
man.
really
Well, give me
washed
the
up.
short
He's more
version.
up and coming.
Yeah, he's
I'll
more
watch
up
it.
and coming, and he kind of gets brought to this team to challenge this other hockey enforcer, which is played by Liev Schreiber. And their final fight is so, for one thing, it's a brutal fucking fight. Like, they just beat the shit out of each other. It's like a hockey fight if every punch landed.
Oh, shit.
Basically. And it's just it's such a good movie, and it's such an emotional scene. It's like the end of fucking Rocky, but it's a comedy about hockey, and it's just a
Hockey Rocky.
yeah, it is Hockey Rocky,
That sounds great.
and it's just a really like brutal hockey fight. Sean William Scott like breaks his leg at one point or breaks his
Jeez.
ankle and is about to lose, and it's just
good.
it's just a brutal fight that it's so violent that like if it was just a hockey game or match or whatever you call that fucking sport when you do it in a group, if it was like taken out of context, you'd be like, these fucking savages, like what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
But when you watch the movie and you know everything that leads up to it, it's such an emotional scene, and it's well done. It's like it's a brutal fucking fight scene, and I just like that movie a lot, so I'm gonna put Goon on my list.
I like it.
God damn it,
Cool.
There you go.
Ron.
My turn.
What do you got next?
I'm gonna go with this one. Only a few people will have seen, and it will probably get cut because you have not seen it. But it is a fucking amazing fight scene between Donnie Yen versus Andy On. I think you say it. It's Special ID.
Anything with Donnie Yen.
It's
How is that? YEN
Yes. DONNIEYEN.
versus who?
Andy On, ANDY, and just AN.
Ah, okay.
Special ID. It's 5 minutes of it's kind of mixed martial arts style because there's a lot of grappling and brutal, and every kick and every punch looks like they were thrown at a person. You know how sometimes fight scenes are real almost too fast, where it's like you can tell they're pulling their punches. Every kick and punch looks like it landed.
Yeah,
So-
Donnie Yen's stuff. I mean, the way he came through, he's such an interesting character. He grew up in Boston, apparently. Like,
I didn't know that.
which was a weird thing because I was like looking it up, and I poured through his stuff, and I couldn't find a really, really standout one-on-one.
Yeah, this one's
And you
good.
came with this one first because I looked. All the best Ip Man fights are all versus like 10 to 40 people.
Yeah.
But he's so good. Like the Wing Chun style that he does, the very sort of flowy stuff. It's so strong.
Yeah, and I think he incorporated a little more because his earlier stuff is very Wing Chun, and very very kung fu style, and
Yeah.
and he incorporated some grappling and a little more, I don't know, almost street fighting into his fight scenes later on, and this is one of those ones. So.
Nice.
Very nice.
Don't disagree with that one.
Jeff, what do you got next?
This one is going to be my emotional fight scene, the
Very
one that
nice.
gets me, and that is the Joel Edgerton versus Tom Hardy fight in Warrior. I had to kill my darlings in this one because I almost picked the fight with Kurt Angle that he had, the Koba fight that was so brutal, but this one, it pays off so well. You have this guy, he comes in, Joel Edgerton's character is such a laughed at underdog in this whole process. He comes into this tournament by accident. He comes through and it's just one of these situations where, you know, he gets very lucky in these situations to end up in these finals. Very skilled, but very lucky. He goes up against his brother, and I mean, obviously, there's a lot of emotional fireworks that have been coming through there. But Tom Hardy's character has been nothing but a fucking like a leviathan. Like he's been a juggernaut, just tearing through everybody that gets in his way. Like every one of his fights has been 10 to 12 seconds.
Yeah, just
it's been that
boom,
brutal.
drop.
And then he's fighting his brother with an equal amount of ferocity, but his brother won't give. And it's it's literally the unstoppable force versus the immovable object in this scene. And the finish, and I implore everybody to watch this movie, and I don't want to reveal.
It is a great fucking movie.
It's a movie. It has more emotional release than any Rocky movie there's ever been.
It's like the drama equivalent of Goon in that it's a movie that just fucking came out of nowhere and it's so great and no one's fucking seen it.
And it came to the point where when I was done watching it, fucking bawling after watching it, and the first thing I thought to myself was that movie has no right being as good as it is.
Yeah.
Because it's an MMA movie, and every MMA movie up to that point has been trash.
Total
Yeah.
trash.
And then this thing shows up, and it's very sort of it talks about the current like UFC MMA sort of phase, but in a way that makes it believable. And Nick Nolte's character, who I understand he's not a part of this fight,
Leaf Dayback wrote the book.
is fucking. He got nominated for an Oscar for it for a reason. It's so good. But the ending of Warrior, because here's the thing, there isn't like at the end of like any Rocky movie, like you know how it's gonna end
For sure.
but in Warrior, it was too hero. Like you didn't want anybody to lose, but you kind of know someone has to.
Yeah.
And the dismount on that scene is so unbelievably powerful.
Yeah.
And it's almost emotional porn at how they handle this one specific fight.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. It's so good.
That's a good pick. It's a great fucking movie. My next pick, I am going to again go a little off course in terms of what kind of shit we've been picking so far, and I'm going to go with Bob Barker beating the shit out of Adam Sandler in Happy Gilmore.
MTV Movie Awards agree with you on that one.
Because goddamn was that unexpected, so funny. And what I love about it is, just like Goon, it's a brutal fucking fight.
It's
like
very funny, yeah.
they're not just like kind of fighting. Like they're like the first punch Adam Sandler throws at Bob Barker
It's so brutal.
is just it's a knockout punch. And Bob Barker, it's so well shot too. I love the scene where Bob Barker has already lit him up with like 4 jabs. And then they just cut to like a straight on shot of Bob Barker lighting him up 3 more times.
Yeah.
And the lines in it, the price is wrong, bitch. And then Bob Barker just chokes him out.
Oh.
And it was just so funny seeing those two in a movie, like,
It's brilliant. You're
and
right.
a golf movie at that.
Yeah.
Of all the sports movies for a fight like that to break out, for it to be Bob Barker and Adam Sandler in a golf movie, it was just brilliant.
And it's hilarious.
It's
And
hilarious.
then when Shooter later on is like, he got in a fight with Bob Parker. Oh, who won that fight, by the way?
It's so fucking
There's
good.
the funniest part of that fight, and it stands by me all the time, is he does like a judo throw to him where he just like wraps him up and like flips him, and it's just
Slams him on
it's
the ground.
just so funny because like Adam Sandler is 30% of all the dudes from Back Home I know in that movie.
Right.
Just like a real New England piece of shit that will tackle you in public and fight you. That like he really nails, and he's always nailed this because he's always been this
Yeah.
dude. He's from New Hampshire. But like that like shitty I will fight you in
Right.
public, which out here people don't do that. Like back home
Right.
people, and so that he kind of like brings that into golf of like, this is the real world.
Yeah.
And people are looking at it, and I like that really resonates with me even more now after the fact.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It is.
Yeah.
Now I want to go watch Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
that's
it's such a good movie.
such a great fucking scene.
That's-
When you picked that, I was like,
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that was that was one of my last
good.
picks.
It's good.
I was happy with that. Ron, what do you got next?
is this our last one?
No, we have
Nope,
two
you
more.
got two. We each have 2 more.
Okay. So, okay, 1, 2.
I still don't know which one I'm gonna one I'm gonna drop.
I'm going to
Oh,
go
really?
with
Yeah.
Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris
Who? I haven't heard of either of these people.
in Return of the Dragon. I think it might actually be the beginning of modern fight choreography, because the fight scene that they put together in that looks so cool and so fast, and there's some funny parts where Bruce rips out his chest hair and then blows it in the end. There's emotional parts because Bruce knows this guy is the top of the game, and he ends up having to kill him because he will not give up. Chuck Norris is not going to give up. The character Chuck Norris is playing, he's not going to give up, and Bruce like has to be kills him, but you could see how sad he is when he kills him. It's
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Bruce Lee documentaries, and I always find it fascinating that every director and cinematographer that ever worked with him was talking about how they had to slow down.
Yeah.
Like they had to slow him down because he was so fast.
Yeah, they said that the first time he did the Batman. No, not Batman. Robin. Green Hornet.
Green Hornet, yeah.
That they literally had to be like, Bruce, we're gonna have to shoot all that because all we see is blurs and then people falling over.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny too because I remember, I forget what it was. I think it was when Lethal Weapon 4 was coming out, and they had to get people that worked with Bruce Lee to come in for Jet Li.
Yeah.
Because Jet Li was also like terribly fast, and they were like, we had to get people that were used to it. Like Bruce Lee was so fast, and it's such an important time in cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, that Bruce Lee coming in, and it's funny because of the Bruce Lee fights, it's not the one people would have picked as the main one. People would either go the Hall of Mirrors fight, which is not an incredibly great fight. It's just a suspenseful
the other guy he was
scene.
fighting didn't know how to fight that well.
Or the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fight, which
That is a good fight.
It's okay.
It's interesting because it's a 5'6" dude against a 7'2" or whatever.
But it's not.
But it's not
the
a great
bet-
choreographed
Yeah.
fight.
I've never seen a Bruce Lee movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You should see. We should watch Enter the
You
Dragon.
should watch
sometime.
Enter the Dragon.
I mean, it's not that I
and
have
Return of the
anything
Dragon
against
is
Bruce
actually
Lee.
pretty good too. There's a bunch of great fight scenes, one-on-one fight scenes in Return of the Dragon. Oh,
You know what Enter the Dragon is? It's an amazing spy movie.
yeah,
It's actually
you're right.
It's actually a spy movie.
It is. It's a really good spy movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the one-on-one fight scenes in that aren't as good as the.
Yeah, no, but the group fight scenes are so goddamn good. It was one of Jackie Chan's first on-camera roles.
Oh, nice.
As a guy that gets the shit kicked out of him by Bruce Lee in a crowd.
Yeah,
I would pay to see that.
it's pretty awesome.
I'm down. Jeff, what do you got
All
next?
right, so this next fight that I'm picking was something that I thought of on the car ride over here, and I'm embarrassed that it wasn't one of the first things that I thought of, because it's one of my favorite fight scenes of all time, and it was actually pulled from almost directly from a comic book, and that is The Punisher versus the Russian.
So
In The Punisher. Now, here's the thing about The Punisher. It's a shit movie.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie. Thomas Jane is okay as The Punisher. It's fine, but it's just not a very great movie. However, Kevin Nash playing the Russian, who is this 7-foot tall assassin from Russia that comes in. It was used in the Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon story, Welcome
Great
Back,
run.
Frank. Really, really well done. And it's basically a Goliath comes in to murder the Punisher. And every time the Punisher has an idea, it has no effect. It's absolutely hilarious. There's a scene where he's got like guns and shit hidden all over his apartment just in case he gets attacked. And every time it's almost like a Looney Tunes level of goofy shit that happens. Like at one point in time, he's all beat up and beat to shit. And he like hits a thing and a gun comes out. He takes the gun, and then the guy takes 100-pound dumbbell and just crushes the gun. And you just see him look at it. And the gun's he's like all beat up and fucking, and he just looks at the gun like what the and it's just he stabs the guy in the chest, and the guy just leans into it to like get him closer and start choking the shit out of him. It's so fucking good. It's like a brutal fight scene.
Sure.
It's almost like if the fight scene from Kill Bill 2 that I brought up was also hilarious. Like there's so much going on. There's a part where he throws a grenade at the dude. The dude's like about to beat him to death with a crowbar, and he throws a grenade. And the guy just fucking hits it baseball style back at him into the bathroom. He's got to like cover it up. He's gonna like jump into a bathtub to like cover himself up, and it's just he's consistently getting his ass kicked. He's about to get murdered, and some people he's trying to protect are about to die too. And then he takes a boiling pot of pasta, throws it in the dude's face. 'Cause
Very
you
nice.
can't. That's not. You can't be numb to that. That's
Yeah.
No, that's
and then
impossible.
like breaks his neck by he tackles him. They tumble down a fucking flight of stairs, and he like gets lucky and breaks his neck. And it's the only way he survives.
Yeah.
It is a perfect fight scene. Comic book movies surprisingly don't have the best one-on-one fight scenes.
Yeah.
They're always groups. This, however,
No, go on.
okay. This, however, is just it's so wonderfully done. It's imported from the Ennis and Dillon stories so perfectly well. It's fucking hilarious. It's the polish on a turd of the Punisher movie.
Yeah.
It's just it's so good. It's so funny. I was angry. Like if you look at the text that
Yeah.
I wrote, The Punisher versus the Russian, and then the next statement was all caps, me just going fuck because I forgot about it, and I was like angry at myself.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good. That's
God damn it, that's so
It's
good.
funny. It's sad about Punisher movies because each Punisher movie, even the Dolph Lundgren one, has moments where you're like, oh, that's a badass scene.
This could have been a thing.
And then nothing else. It never comes out to a whole
Yeah.
movie.
No.
I'm hoping the series is as good as
Yeah.
it was inside Daredevil.
It didn't.
It's not gonna be.
From the previews that I saw, it didn't look that great. Yeah, I did a joke and people got mad at me because I wrote nothing involving the Punisher has been good.
Yeah, I mean,
like-
the second season of Daredevil I thought was good. I thought him being involved with it was good.
He was the
I
worst
don't
part,
think,
though.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he was a good part. I think
I think John Bernthal was a good choice, but
yeah. I mean, you know.
but that fight scene is so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's so funny. It's such
And
a
it feels like it comes right off a comic book page,
yeah.
too.
It's ugly and brutal and fucking hilarious, and that's
Yeah.
such a hard thing to do to keep balanced.
It's a good pick.
Thank you.
I am going to piggyback onto Jeff picking a fight from a terrible movie, and I will also pick a fight from a terrible movie called Enough, starring Jennifer Lopez, which is
That's the one where she's got boxing
here's
stuff on
the
her
thing.
face.
It is a shameless ripoff of Sleeping with the Enemy, which was a Julia Roberts movie, which was almost on my list. And both of these movies involve abusive husbands and women who finally break free from these abusive husbands. And in one way or another, in the end, they kill these abusive husbands. And the reason I kicked Sleeping with the Enemy off the list is in that movie, Julia Roberts' husband finds her and breaks in, and it's that typical movie thing where she just sort of, through beginner's luck, wins and manages to kill him. In Enough, when Jennifer Lopez goes on the run, she fucking learns Krav Maga and trains with this dude who basically she goes out and trains in martial arts and goes back to the house and breaks in and just viciously beats the shit out of the husband who was abusing her and stalking her and ruining her life. And the best part is the first 4 things she does is just open hand slap him like every time he talks. And there's nothing more.
That seems like actually just how J-Lo would be in a normal relationship.
Yeah, kind of. But it's really so well executed because what she does is the first thing you see, she breaks into the house and then starts like figuring out paces and steps so she can get around in the dark and just fucking destroys this guy when he shows up at home. And it's so satisfying. That first moment when she just slaps the shit out of him and he's like, well, I wouldn't hit you back because and she just fucking smacks him again.
How funny would it be
It's
if he
so
just
good.
drilled her once and knocked her out?
Well, that's the thing. At one point, he's like, I just have to hit you once and it's all over. And he does, and it's not all over. She fucking gets up and annihilates him.
Turns out it wasn't enough.
Boom.
Pop, pop, pop. So yeah, I know nobody saw the movie. It's a stupid fucking movie, but it is one
haven't
of the
seen it.
most satisfying movie endings ever.
I almost want to watch it just because what you're describing sounds great.
Well, you can. I mean, it's on HBO Go. You can literally just forward to that.
Yeah,
scene.
you could waste 2 hours if you want to wait.
Or I can go
yeah,
on
I mean,
YouTube and look up the fight scene.
Yeah,
There you go, there you go.
Well, no, it's on that fight scene isn't. I couldn't find it on YouTube, but the movie's on HBO Go, and you can
All
just
right, I got
forward to
that.
the end because the rest of the movie is just Sleeping with the Enemy, where her husband's abusing her. That's the international sign
we
for
call
abuse.
we call that the good part of the movie.
yeah, and
Back to normal, Jeff.
You know, it's funny.
So nice to hear you be a
When,
piece of
when I
shit.
saw the preview for this, my brother leaned into me and he goes, "I'd rather see something more believable, like Spider-Man." Because we're bad people.
yeah, of
That's the
course.
bit, yeah.
But I fucking love the ending of Enough. I think it's good. It's good. I'm going to bat for it, even though it's a terrible movie. I'm making it my penultimate pick.
Awesome.
There you go.
Ron Swallow.
So now is our last one.
Now's
Yes.
your
And let
last
me say,
pick.
this was a toss-up between two. It was either going to be the fight scene between Jet Li and Jackie Chan in Forbidden Kingdom, which is dope,
I fuck with that.
or
But it wasn't.
it was going to be Agent Smith versus Neo, the first one in Matrix.
The subway.
Yeah,
Oh.
the subway fight scene where he's the first guy basically to stay and survive a fight between him and an agent, because he's finally just like, I'm gonna do it.
that has one of my favorite moves in a fight scene of all time.
The throat.
Where he goes here and you grab the wrist and then he just goes and he just puts
throat.
his fingers
Yeah,
out.
that's the one I like
pick?
too.
It was,
Agent Smith versus
okay.
Neo.
but like the one where he catches him, like right when
Yeah,
he's about
and then
to,
his-
and then he just
and he goes-
sticks
and the
his
guys go,
fingers out and goes.
That was
It's
so great.
that's such a. I've never seen that in a martial arts movie before until that scene. That's so good.
Yeah, and he overall loses, but he stands his ground. Although I guess he technically wins because
His goal is achieved. He
Yeah.
gets out.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
We are
Jesus.
powering along.
I still don't know which of these two.
But you got
I
to
wanna do.
decide.
All right,
What's
all right.
your last pick?
Okay. I am going to not pick Wesley versus Inigo's sword fight in The Princess Bride, which
okay.
I wanted to do, but
That's a good
instead I'm going to go with what was probably my second choice overall, and that is Roddy Piper versus Keith David in They Live. It's brutal. It's very, very good. Roddy Piper, not a great actor. Keith David really carries Piper in this, but the whole point that like you're familiar with the movie, right? You've seen They Live, okay.
Of course.
But the part where he's just trying to get him to
put
put
the
on the
glasses
glasses
on,
on,
yeah.
and Keith David's so stubborn and he's so angry that he just won't do it, and it's two best friends beating the royal shit out of each other for like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, if you've never seen a fight scene, 7 minutes is way too long.
That's a long fight.
And it's realistically portrayed in how exhausted they are. I don't think a lot of movie fights had ever shown how tiring a fight is.
There's
Yeah.
a few, but not
Like,
a lot.
maybe
Bruce Lee
like-
versus Chuck Norris, they do actually.
Yeah, okay, but you know, it's not really.
Really, Chuck Norris is just destroyed.
Yeah. It's brutal. I understand it's been parodied a million times, so we don't really need to address that too much. They Live is a movie that gets by not on its effects and not even really on its script so much as it's brought by on its general themes and then that fight.
Yeah.
Like They Live is a cult movie because of
That
Obey and that fight.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's it. And that fight scene stands tall because first and foremost, you have Roddy Piper fucking doing a fight scene. Like if you want fake fighting and you get Roddy Piper, like that's a
Gonna
dude
get
that
it.
knows how to take a punch, how to deliver a fake punch really, really well. It's good. It's brutal. There's a fucking scene where he gets kneed in the balls and it's just like you feel it more than you've ever seen that, you know? It's good.
It's a good pick.
It is good.
All right, my last pick. This is probably my favorite movie fight scene, and it's I think kind of an anti-fight.
It is.
scene.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't
And
know, but I still like it.
Yeah, I don't know how on board everyone else is with me even picking this, because it does start out as a big group fight with him fighting off several people, but then you think it's over, and there's that one last final guy he's got to fight, and I'm talking about Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Versus the swordsman.
And the fight I'm talking about is him versus the swordsman. When he's fought off all these other people, just fist fought off all these other people, and he thinks he's done. He's about to get in a cart and fucking flee, and then the crowd just parts, and there's this one guy doing fancy sword tricks ready to fight, and Indiana Jones just pulls out his gun and fucking shoots him. I love it so much.
Do you know the history of that scene?
He was sick, right? And
Yeah,
he just didn't want to do it.
And the swordsman, it was supposed to be this hugely choreographed bullwhip versus sword scene. The swordsman had practiced for weeks to do this. This was going to be his big break.
But here's the thing.
But it fits so well.
I get that. Yeah, it's
And everybody still remembers the guy.
it's
Yeah.
a way better movie
Not the swordsman.
for it.
No.
Like that movie is way better for having that scene in it, because it's just so funny and so unexpected and just so well executed. Like I believe Harrison Ford was sick, because just the look on his face
is exhausted.
when he pulls that gun out, he's just like, okay, and just shoots him and casually walks off. It's so fucking perfect.
to
I
go
love
have diarrhea.
I fucking love that scene so much.
It's a great scene. It's one of, I think, the funniest scenes
yeah,
in a non-comedy.
right.
it's interesting to see how it'll go, or if it'll make it to the final list, just because it's such
For sure, yeah.
It's like saying your favorite integer is 0.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
well, not really, because it's the tail end of a pretty fun fight scene
Yeah.
in general. It's just not the usual cap you have on.
yeah, it's more of just a straight up murder.
Yeah, he just
yeah,
murders the guy.
Like it should be the favorite murder scenes, because it's. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Oh man,
It's very funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like.
I want to see
funny stuff.
I kind of want to see the comments on what people thought of when you pulled that up. When you pulled that out to see.
don't bring a sword to a secret gunfight.
I'm down with that pick. And my favorite, the anti-fight. I don't know. People seem to be in it too. We should cut some stuff.
Wow,
though.
my brother said I am dead to him because I cut the Wesleyan and Ego fight.
Oh, is that why he said it?
Yeah.
I saw it. I didn't know.
It's one of
just
his favorite.
maybe he.
It's one
By the
of-
way,
it's
that
like
was
his
decided-
favorite movie of all
That was
time.
also one of my picks, and my other one that I dropped was Roadhouse. The end fight scene in Roadhouse where he rips
Oh,
the dude's
sure.
throat out.
Well, before we get to stuff we almost put on our list,
Yeah, let's start
why
doing
don't
some
we cut
cuts.
some stuff? Ron Swallow, what are you cutting first?
Man, this is hard because all of them are great. I think I have to do your Colombiana one though.
Hey,
Sorry, man.
I don't like you.
That was going to be my pick too.
Well, I mean, I told people it
Yeah,
would get cut,
you
but
knew
it's everyone should go watch Colombiana.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, and that scene is fucking.
It has
insane.
a good finish. It's just
It's just a movie
yeah,
no one
so-
knows. Yeah. All right, Jeff, what are you cutting?
I'm gonna probably do you the favor of the fact that it won't get any votes anyway, and I'm gonna pull rapid fire off.
Oh, okay.
It won't get it's
Yeah, nobody knows it.
yeah,
but me.
yeah. I mean that's a
I own
mercy
it.
that's a mercy killing. I don't want your feelings hurt,
Yeah,
even
no,
though I'm
it's
hurting
fine.
your feelings right now.
No, it's fine.
But I am probably gonna look at that movie anyway.
I
It's
am
a
for
fun
the
movie.
same reason going to cut Special ID.
Yeah, which is too bad because it's
Ah,
probably
yeah.
the best fight. scene.
That's I feel bad that Donnie Yen's not gonna be on there because that dude brought martial arts into a new echelon in the current millennium.
I would agree.
Ron, what do you want to cut next?
I don't know. Don't want to cut that because I like it.
Oh, I should move it up so you can see all the picks. shouldn't
I don't want to cut that because I like that. Well, you don't have to cut that.
Well, right now I like everything good enough.
So it makes it hard,
Just from but I haven't seen Goon, so I have to cut Goon.
Jesus Christ!
Well,
okay.
the other one I was going to cut was also yours, if that makes you feel better.
Okay.
I know it is because
You're going to cut it now.
I might just because of what's on there. And
All right. What are you going to cut, Jeff?
hold on, let me take a look. I gotta cut Raiders. I'm sorry. The
Wow.
scene's so fucking funny, but it's just
See, I wasn't going to
it's
cut
not.
that one.
I don't look at it as a fight.
Over enough?
Yeah, I was going to cut it.
Well, I bet
Weird.
I was gonna say I bet enough though is like at least a good fight.
It is a good.
Like
it's
this
a
is just
great fight.
It's just a funny, hilarious murder in a movie I fucking love. I just
But it isn't a fight scene.
I'm
and
gonna
it's-
cut.
And realistically, it's probably gonna get voted back on.
I'm gonna cut Warrior just because it. Well, no, I'm gonna cut Punisher because it's a garbage movie. Okay, no. Which one do you want me to?
No.
Which one do you want
No,
me to
no,
cut?
it's fine. It's
You
fine. You pick
choose.
whichever
It's-
one you want. You pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut Warrior
Oh, okay.
because I don't care about Jeff's emotions.
That's fine.
So, and
I get
Bankson,
that.
what are you saving?
With Warrior, if it was like full
Sorry,
movie-
Jason. I was going to cut enough. I just felt bad about cutting a thing where a lady kicks a shitty husband's ass because I like that.
SJW.
I mean, yeah.
All right, and Bankson, where are you?
She got beat by her husband, and she's at MMA class.
Probably.
Get it? She's a fan, and I said something awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a nightmare person.
She said she wants to save Princess Bride, but it never made it onto the list.
Warriors back
So
on.
she's
it's
saving
Warrior.
Warrior. Wow. Fuck this list cast.
What?
All right, no, it's fine. It's fine.
You almost picked
look, man.
Eminem's rap battle.
It's
It
okay.
was a
of your
great
fi-
fucking pick.
It's okay that you.
That would have been a
like-
great pick.
mediocre shit, man. It's
Okay, we'll see if I like
My great fight
mediocre
is
shit.
you have great music taste though. So
my great fight scene is Robin Williams versus Matt Damon in the stare-off scene because it's a real psychological battle.
Oh,
in,
yeah.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I put more thought into this. Everybody.
no, I think it's just that maybe you don't watch a lot of action movies or something.
No, I just try like how.
You actually just have a deep repertoire of the shit you've watched.
And the
it
thing
looks
is,
good.
I know it's hard to say, it's hard to describe a fight scene, but I can
true.
describe the emotion behind a fight scene or why
Okay.
a fight scene is
Yeah.
funny. But just saying the Wang Chung they do, which I know you were saying Wang Chun, but that's all I fucking heard was the Wang Chung they were doing. It's like, nobody fucking cares. That's why I cut Special ID. Like, I don't watch good action movies, but you watch obscure action movies.
Yeah,
And
Special
it's like
ID isn't a good movie
Oh, okay.
at all.
That's fair enough.
But the fight scenes in all of it, all the fight scenes are amazing.
Yeah, I would suggest because I had heard about the Ip Man movies for so long, and I finally a couple months ago because I think I texted you about them where I was just like watching them and I couldn't stop watching them because they're so good, but they're
great.
always these gang fights.
Yeah.
And that's most of the Asian martial arts movies I looked through and scoured through are all huge group battles.
Well, and you know,
So the poll is up on our Facebook Live group. If you're a subscriber, you should know that fucking address. It's I can just edit it out. It's facebook.com/group/unpopslive. If you're watching the live stream right now, go out there and vote. How long should we leave the poll up for? Let's do it for 3 minutes.
3
3
minutes.
minutes only. Don't act up, motherfuckers. You place a vote after 3:01, we'll fuck you up. Straight up. Just straight up.
This really touched me. I have a real soft spot for just really good action, even if it's a terrible movie. Like even from like the Ip Man movies, they're not good movies.
Yeah.
but like they're so well thrown together.
Right.
I was looking at Transformers movies, and I was telling Ron about this earlier. But the Transformers movies get away with so much because they're robots. But if you pretend that they're fucking people, it's the most brutal shit you can imagine. There's one scene where
Robots fucking people? Yeah, that is brutal.
There's a scene where Optimus is being attacked by Prowl, who's like a robot dog, basically.
Yeah.
And he just fucking grabs it by the jaw and just tears its spine out.
Yeah.
And you're just like, imagine this with organic beings. And you're like, fuck. But I was looking like the fight scenes in Transformers movies are actually really well done.
Yeah.
If not a little. Also, there's like no good Batman one-on-one fights.
Yeah, none that I can think of.
Nothing really great. There was maybe the first Bane fight.
The fight where Bane breaks his back.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
even
I
then,
can
it's
see that.
kind of just a beating.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even make top 20 for me.
Yeah, he really gets his ass beat. And I
Yeah.
kind of like that part
yeah.
about it, but
God, that movie just collapses at the end. Huh?
yeah.
Well, talk about the souffle that fucking falls at the last 3 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
it's.
Was there anything anyone almost put on their list that
that
didn't make it?
Eddie Valiant versus Judge Doom.
Yeah.
was almost really high on my list, and then the more I thought about it, the more I want, because I tried to keep a balance. I always try to keep of like I don't want to do like 3 funny fights too.
Right.
But that's very clever. It's a very clever fight.
As was brought up previously, I really lobbied to get Eminem's closing rap battle from 8 Mile into this fight, into this list cast, because it's still a one-on-one fight. They're just fighting with their words, Ron.
no, I mean you're
Fighting
not
with their words.
You're
man.
not wrong, but we were talking about fight scenes.
My favorite fight scene is
Fight.
actually Aquila and the Bee.
The spelling bee scene.
I would also like to say there was a couple of things that I wanted to add on, but I think everybody else would have hated. I'm one of the only people, and Jeff's probably gonna be mad at me for saying this. I really enjoyed the Yoda fight scene with Count Dooku. I know everybody hates it, but I enjoy him flipping around. I don't care what anybody else says.
Here's
I
my
remember
problem with that.
When I saw it live, the first time in the movie theater, even though I didn't like the movie. I remember
You
going,
liked
yes,
the movie at the time.
Yoda's gonna fight.
Everybody liked those movies as they're watching them. It takes you, you're numb. It's like falling into ice water.
yeah.
Like you don't realize
It wasn't
how
like
fucked
the first
you are
time I
until
watched
after you
the
leave.
first Spider-Man movie and I was mad immediately.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it immediately.
That fucking, here's the thing. Yoda should never have a lightsaber. Yoda should never have had a lightsaber. And here's the other part about
Okay,
that.
interesting.
In the course of 17 or so years from that scene to when Yoda meet, or it would be more like 21 years to when Yoda meets Luke Skywalker, he goes from a fucking lightsaber wielding parkour legend to a decrepit old Muppet that can't move without breaking its hip. Yeah. And for his long lifespan of 900 years,
Well, he
to
aged
have him
fast,
go,
man.
that's not how that works.
I don't know, man. You never know.
Fucking that
Have you
Yoda
met
stuff.
cats? Cats are like that. Maybe Yoda's like a cat. You don't know.
It's gradual.
All right, time to refresh and see what won.
To see what won.
Also, like I said at Roadhouse, I was going to do Roadhouse.
Number 5, The Punisher. The Punisher versus the Russian. Number 4, The Matrix. Neo versus Agent Smith.
It's a good one.
Number 3, Kill Bill. The Bride versus Elle Driver. Number 2, Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore versus Bob Barker.
Very funny.
Yeah. Number 2. And winning by 2 mere votes, Return of the Jedi. Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. Congrats on winning with a very obvious pick. Here's your fucking trophy.
Hey, I get a trophy?
Hey.
I'd like to thank Adam for picking shit movies.
I
fight scenes?
You won by 2 votes, so
Actually, I would like to say that
I
Happy
guarantee.
Gilmore.
Finish the speech, and I'll let people keep voting, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, because Happy Gilmore was awesome.
Because
And that fight scene
I feel
is
like
great.
I should have won. I feel like that Punisher
Punisher
fight
scene is
so
dope.
good.
And actually, it's funny because of these scenes, my favorite is still Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. But that's because, I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan. So
Man, I had 5
Congratulations.
on this, and my highest placing was 4.
I think I've won every time
It's fucking rigged.
that I've been
I
on list
don't
cast.
think
No,
that's
wait, I lost one. I lost
true.
one.
Yeah,
I lost one.
Yeah, enough really snuck in there.
Yeah, Enough is a good fucking fight scene. I don't care.
Well, the big thing for Enough for me was I just can't drop one where a woman kicks a shitty
Don't
husband's
be
ass. I can't do it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
wouldn't-
well, yeah,
And I don't give a shit about
better.
hockey.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
I
goon
would
pull, that was hard for you. I know. Like
I would have cut Enough over Goon for sure.
Yeah.
Because Goon.
But I haven't seen Goon, so I'm gonna
Well,
go
that's
watch it.
because you watch terrible fucking movies.
I do.
you
I
should watch Goon, yeah.
Terrible. I literally go and Google, or not Google. I go on Netflix and put Kung Fu in, and then just watch Kung Fu movies that are
Right.
not great.
Weird how none of those made the list. Should we?
No, that's how I saw Special Id or ID. I mean,
What do we have going on? I changed the whiteboard to remind myself that we have a live podcast October 28th at the Hollywood Hotel at 9 p.m. It's also a Halloween party. Put your fucking costumes on. We're going to be giving out prizes to costumes we like the best, just like indiscriminately. It's not going to be an organized thing, I'm sure. But come out to that. That'll be fun. Also, I'm going to be at Flappers October 17th. Jeff got me booked in
I was like your fucking agent on. You should show you the emails, man.
Yeah.
It was like put out a press release for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's right before my birthday.
is that the one you're headlining, the Nerdy Show?
No, I'm doing that's I'll say that one after.
Ron Swallow, what do you got to plug?
This bar, it's technically like a half booked, half open mic at the Good Night on Thursday night. I'm doing it the 26th, and it is a fun show.
Is that the one with Joe K?
Joe Kay and Ian Ager book it, and they book great comics, and it's a really fun,
Fun show.
showroom.
Have you done it?
That's Canteen Points, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Canteen
Yeah,
Points, and it's
I've done Canteen Points.
there's karaoke afterwards too. So if you want,
No, that's Castle Wolfen show.
no, well they do karaoke also has.
Oh,
it's afterwards.
just-
It
I
is.
get it.
You don't sing karaoke during it, which Castle Wolfen
What
show
did
is
you end up
great,
singing
so.
Christmas shoes?
I did.
Very good.
And I got the whole crowd to do the can you help me, please?
Very.
Dad says there's not much time. Oh, it was fucking great.
That's fantastic.
And the most important thing is I now have a podcast with my buddy Ed
Edit that out,
Greer.
Brett.
Brett, please edit the part out where I say you should listen to Nerd Goat. It's a great podcast.
Yeah, yes, you're good.
Jeff, what do you got to plug?
Mint on Cards, the second Friday of every month. It's best show in Burbank, October 13th. We got a really, really dope lineup ready for it. Shit's free. We give away free stuff. Expect some spooky things. I'm headlining on Tuesday, February. What the fuck? Tuesday, October 10th, I will be headlining Flappers, the Naughty But Nerdy show.
I've headlined that twice. It's fun.
Okay, yeah, now's not the time. Now's not the time for that, Ron.
You should go see Jeff May, everybody.
It's like I've headlined it twice, but you do
you know.
your thing. I'll be.
Oh, by the way, Happy Gilmore's winning now, but I'll still let you. You can keep it.
No, I think you should keep it.
No. Go on, Jeff.
Nobody wants to take those out of here.
Yeah,
They-
fuck
they're
those
the
things.
Keep
Probably all lead paint based.
Also, side note, we have all but one of the cats brought in.
Oh, go get it.
I know we've got one left, and she's lonely. But if you can donate money to carerescuela@gmail.com through PayPal, put Unpops in there. They got Adam, his good puppy. Winter Soldier.
Get in here, puppy.
Winter Soldier is an alumna of Care Rescue LA. Jen Sturger, who's been on this specific show, is fantastic. She goes there. If you can give them some money, guys, please do, and help us save some good babies. Okay?
Yeah,
They're
it's a
all
great
good
idea.
pups.
They're all good babies, good kitties, and good bubbinses.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Ron Swallow, say goodbye.
Bye.
Jeff, say goodbye.
You get the Winter Soldier Nason rookie card, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you. Say goodbye to the live stream.
Say bye.
Goodbye, everybody.